Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-bell with William O'Neill for the first trading session of May 2022. So as you can see, the setup of Nifty, so that's what we discussed last week also, that it's trading in a very narrow range since last 8 to 10 session. So 17,400 on the higher side and 16,800 on the lower side. And that's the story of since last 2 weeks. But the problem over here is the distribution day count. It has increased to 7, right, which is not that great for the any market. So the US markets are already in a downtrend. The European markets are under pressure. Similarly, the Indian market is also up and under pressure. Now, if it breaches that bottom range of the recent consolidation in Nifty, that is 16,800, then surely we will downgrade it to a downtrend. And that's where the entire market cycle will begin it again. But till then, there are some area of consolidation in the Nifty, and that's why we are holding, even though the distribution day count is 7. And what's happening is like, see, Nifty is closing below 50 DMA, 200 DMA, but it is oscillating. ऐसा नहीं है कि बंद होने के बाद वो दूसरे दिन वापस नहीं आ रहा है. So this has been a story, and that's why we are giving some more time to market. But yes, it's always good to book profit and cut losses in the proper stock at this point of time. So it's a result season on, and if you look at the key results, the Wipro's revenue grew around 2.7% on a QOQ basis, mainly driven by its software service segment, but margin was under pressure, as the story of every IT company and the other companies are, because the input costs are increasing, whether it's a manufacturing firm or a service firm. There is a lot of issue with the attrition and all those things. The good part is that in FY22, it added some around $2.3 billion of new 37 large deal. If you look at the other results, IndusInd Bank, the PAT came just below estimates, while the NII was in line with estimates. There was some surprising result from the Yes Bank, which reported a profit of around 367 crore against the loss of more than 3,700 crore in the same quarter in the previous year, that's in FY21. Their NIM has also increased to 2.5%, wo around 1.5, 1.7 rehta tha last year, but the comparatively 4 is an ideal one for a big good bank. But यहाँ पे जिस तरह से उनका growth है 1.5, 1.8 से they have reached to 2.5, so that is something good. Asset quality धीरे धीरे करके improve हो रहा है for Yes Bank. So if you look at the key results today, so there are a lot of results that can move the market. HDFC, Britannia, Adani Wilmar, Devyani, Mahindra Finance, Mahindra Holidays. So these are the results. Now, if you look at the key news, then the FII selling in April was more than 40,000 crore. While on the flip side, the good part is that the DIs were able to absorb it. The 30,000 crore का सामने उन लोगों ने net buying किया DI ने. So that's why the market was holding a bit. If you look at the GST collection, so some of the macro data of India are very, very good. 1.67 lakh crore of GST collection, that is the highest ever collection. Tata Motors sales in April was quite good. More than 72,000 units were sold compared to around 42,000 in the April last year. But if you look at the Maruti and Hyundai, there was a loss of some 5% compared to the April 2021. Now, if you look at the US and the Asian market, so everyone wants to forget what happened on Friday in the US market. Nasdaq was down more than 4%, and I think some of the stocks, जैसे कि Netflix is down around 50% in just 1 month. अगर April का देखें तो Netflix is down 50%, and also other big tech stock are down 10, 20, 30%. Nasdaq itself is down more than 20% in just 1 month, that is April. And S&P and Dow are down around 10 to 12, 15% in the last month. If you look at the Asian market, negative है, but not that loss, because the good part is कि जो US का features है वो अभी थोड़ा positive चल रहा है, so that is able to help the market a bit, but the loss was very deep, don't forget. So if you look at the SGX, it indicates a negative opening. So SGX indicates कि it might be below 17,000 level, the opening might be, but let's see where it gets a support. So ideally 16,800 to 16,900 zone is a very good support zone for the market, and ideally the market should hold in that zone. If you look at the chart of the day, so today we will take VRL Logistics as the chart of the day. So it's forming a stage 1 base, a very good story. So recently they are planning to increase their fleet. जो उनका goods transport business है, that is contributing around 85 to 90% of the business. बाकी उनका जो buses चलता है वो अलग है, मतलब 5, 7, 10% बाकी के business से आता है, but 85 to 90% उनका जो good carrying है उससे आता है, and they are adding lot of new trucks जो that will increase their capacity by almost 20-25% in next 1 to 1.5 year. And the logistics sector, the entire group is doing really well, right? And the demand is good. You can see the e-way bills are increasing, the transport of good is increasing in the country, the GST collection is increasing. So there is a lot of transport of good, and VRL is in a good place to take the advantage of that. On a technical front, it is forming a stage 1 cup base, and yeah, the setup is quite good. If you look at the volume action also, so while the bottom of the cup was forming, the volume action was very uh, less, and that's something very positive. जब bottom form हो रहा है तब volume dry up होना, that is something good. If you look at the earnings on the left bottom side, you can see last 4-5 quarters the revenue as well as the earnings growth have been excellent, right? And also the other fundamental indicators, इतना debt नहीं है जो अभी recent वो लोग truck purchase करने वाले हैं, that will also be from the internal accruals. So overall it's a good setup plus good story, so you can have a watch on this stock. That's it for today's pre-bell with William on in India. See you tomorrow at the same time.